Tonight's show is brought to you by Ventura Training and Athletics. Restore, train, maintain. Specializing in the restoration of the muscular system to help you move and feel better. Combating TBI, PTSD, and pain through specialized strength training. Again, get your body right, get your mind right, defeat the demons.
This is the Veteran Trash Talk Hour, hosted by Nick, Dave, Joe, and Buddy. Today's special guest is Tex Ball, an old-timer Air Force vet who's full of back-in-my-day stories.
Hey, what's up, Trash Talkers? Welcome to the Veteran Trash Talk Hour. With us, of course, as always, is Buddy, who is not the unpaid intern anymore. He's just unpaid. And then we have Bill, who's actually lower on the totem pole than Buddy, but we're getting there. And then Joe, he decided to show up a little late, but that's fine. We're not live. And he's still wearing the same shirt from yesterday, and that's okay. With us today,
like it.
Yeah, with us today is Tex Ball. He is the CEO of Straight Shooter Coffee. All right, look at it, get it, buy it. It's awesome. I had some the past couple of days, and it's excellent coffee. Thank the sponsors, the Veteran Training and Athletics, Ventura Training and Athletics. They take care of veterans for free. They're really awesome. All right, go check them out. If you have any kind of pain, and I know lots of veterans do, all right, after you smoke your weed or drink your booze, all right, go check out these muscle activation guys. They're absolutely phenomenal. And let's not forget 10th Mountain Whiskey. All right, cheers, fellas.
Buddy, don't headbutt the screen. Don't headbutt the screen, buddy.
Yeah, well, he's drinking whiskey today. He'll be okay. So he's not on the cordial.
You got your sage in there, buddy?
You're muted, buddy. You're
no,
muted.
but I did just order 3 bottles of cordial from 10th Mountain using
nice. Remember
the promo code VTT.
VTT, get that 10% discount.
Your finger is going to break the land speed record swiping once those things arrive.
Nice. And so the last sponsor we have is Cardinal Financial. So when you go on our website, which is veterantrashtalk.com, and you click on partners, you'll see Cardinal Financial with Zach Farkas. He's got out of the Army as a captain because he didn't want to be in the Army anymore. He spent like a year and a half at Ranger School. I think he had like 17 goes and didn't get a tab. So that sucked because he just kept getting hurt. He's like, you know what? I'm not listening to this anymore. Now he makes a bunch of money doing mortgages. So check him out. He's going to hook you up, and he'll make sure that you're getting the right deal and paying the right price, and they're not trying to hose you. Okay, Dave's mom is officially off the market. All right, and so I cried a little bit yesterday because I thought it would go somewhere, and I just didn't have enough money. That's what it came down to.
I swiped on her
you, buddy.
and nothing. I got nothing in return on that swipe.
I told you, buddy, you missed your shot.
I mean, she's a
honestly, it wasn't as much about her as being Dave's stepdad. That's really what I wanted to be. I just wanted Dave
he could
to
have gained. I think he could have gained something from a good old boy from Tennessee, or Alabama. You know, I mean, he's got that European weirdness to him. I think you could have taught him something.
I'd have beat the European rapper out of him.
Later tonight.
I'd put him over my knee.
Later tonight, just pour one out. She's off the market. No good. She's a beautiful woman. Congratulations, Mom. And, you know, hey, we still got Joe's mom. She's still around, but we haven't really messed with her in a while because she's a sweetheart.
Been married for 46 years. You know.
I mean, yeah, but it's kind of, you know, I think Dad's okay with it, especially with the younger guys. But no, it's I don't take it back, but it's whatever. It is what it is. Anyway, this happened to start drinking bourbon at 11. All right, it just happens.
Pain-free.
Now, I do not want to get in too much to a book of Earl today because we have some awesome stuff coming up. We talked about it on the fight picks. The page is funny right now. It's funny with triggered people, and it's absolutely beautiful.
Full of commies.
Full of commies. All right. Again, those of you who don't watch our fight picks, Bill, the Mad Russian, I made that nickname up. So when we share the posts and stuff like that, it says the Mad Russian. That's the Mad Russian right there. You're looking at him. He's on your screen. Okay. He's not fucking Russian. So
please,
stop.
God, say das.
This is gonna,
Nick.
Nick, this is gonna rub a lot of these snowflakes the wrong way. But I keep going back to when you very early on when we started this thing, and my feelings actually kind of like tweaked, like felt something there when you said your buddy said these veterans, watch out, man. There's a ton of snowflakes out there, and it's they prove themselves right. They reveal themselves. And what Nick is trying to say, and what's going to piss a lot of people off, is we've been leading the dance the entire time. Nick is just sitting there with no emotional attachment whatsoever to the topic. Maybe just read it 5 seconds ago, something popped in his head, and he's like, this will get him stirred up. And then he forgets about it, kind of like Bill did. Made a comment, came back and realized he'd been living in 100 people's head rent-free for the last 12 hours. It's hilarious.
Hold up, Joe.
It's why I'm glad Tex is here, because
thing,
I guarantee you he agrees with what we're saying. And I absolutely love it. And Tex, I got to give you props before they cut me off. Unseating the heavyweight beard champion, I pass my crown to you. No one's had one yet so far. Yours is certainly years of work. Nick's got like 3 days of growth because he's been hammered for 36 hours, but that's not a big deal. But my pregnant wife, you made happy with that coffee. So points to you, Tex, because she loved that stuff.
Awesome. So there you have it. Pregnant women love Tex Balls coffee. All right, that's your next 100%. Pitch. That's your next sales pitch. Yeah, you just cornered the market. We just cornered the market. So hey, let me turn it over to Buddy real quick for his honesty cap. And before I do that, remember we are partnered with Stop Soldier Suicide. Parts of all of our proceeds go to them. All right, and they have a wellness center where they take care of people who are in their last measure. All right, us as Veteran Trash Talk are trying to stop you from getting to them. But in the event that you get to them, all right, that means you've survived and they're going to take care of you. All right. So the money's for a good cause. Shop our swag or just donate to them. We have a link. We have our own fundraiser set up through them. So just go there and help out, right? They need help. They have doctors. Doctors want to get paid money. This isn't Russia, Bill. All right. We got to pay the doctors. All right? So, and again, for those of you idiots out there, Russia's not communist anymore. Okay. They're more of authoritative capitalists. All right. Putin runs the show, but they make money. Okay. They make money. They sell gas and shit. All right. So get over it.
That's not what they said in the 1980 Olympic Games in hockey, Nick.
Yeah, exactly. We beat them. USA.
Lake Placid,
USA. Baby. All right, Buddy, it's on you.
All right. First of all, let me say that the comment that the Mad Russian made was 100% for real. Like, just because you're a veteran doesn't mean that for the rest of your life you get to live like one of those people from like the Hunger Games that won. Like, it's not a thing. You still have to get a job, especially if you were an enlisted veteran. You ain't about to live off that officer benefit package very, very easily. I mean, maybe if you get like a one-room cabin in the woods in Montana, that's about it. That's really it. Anyway, I got 2 honesty caps for today. Honesty cap number 1. So I was messing around on Facebook this week, scrolling through, and there's a dude from Texas that is also a veteran that goes into our triggered veteran thing. And he's mad at Black Rifle Coffee because at one point they had the audacity to give $500, talking about a they're at least $1 million company. At least. They gave $500 to like either Biden or
it was Obama because of a lost bet. It was Obama because he lost a bet.
Yeah. This guy gets on and he's like, man, I'll tell you what, they moved to Texas. We don't want your kind of people in Texas. And
greatest country in the world.
I supported Black Rifle Coffee and I blah, blah, blah. Here's the thing. Just because you're a veteran doesn't mean that you have to have a political affiliation that comes with your DD 214. Like, you can be a conservative and be a veteran. You can be liberal and be a veteran. Most of us are right in the middle, and we're kind of a little bit to the right, maybe a little bit to the left, because either A, we don't want anybody telling us what we can do in our bedroom, or B, we don't want anybody taking our tax money and giving it to people so they can do whatever they want to do in their bedroom. It's like basically what it all boils down to. Like, but to get on there and say, well, I'm a veteran, you're supposed to be conservative and you can only be conservative, and now I don't like you because you gave $500. Like, shut up. Like, for real, stop. Just stop. Stop being a triggered pansy, like Nick says. Stop being a triggered pansy. Like, who cares? They gave $500. What did that buy? Like 2 ballots that they just like cheated with millions. And you're like, they bought 2 ballots with Black Rifle coffees stained all over them. It doesn't matter. Get over it. Just because they don't agree with you politically doesn't mean that you can't like them, because they're actually okay people. Just because they're liberal doesn't mean that they're horrible humans. Afflicted a little bit, maybe, a skosh. But horrible? No, probably not. That's number 1. Number 2, and worse than that, something that I've been dealing with personally this week. Everybody remember when you were deployed and there was that one guy that called home every fucking day, every single day, called home, talked to his wife for like an hour every day, was always on the phone. And then your wife heard about it, or your girlfriend heard about it, or whatever. Yeah. And they were like, what is it? Johnson calls home every day. You don't call home every day. It's because you don't love me. And you really wanted to say, no, it's because that fucking piece of shit doesn't do anything. And I'm out on fucking patrol. And that fucking dickhead is back in the rear, like doing nothing.
He's the fob mayor.
Stucking. He's a fobbit. And yeah, he's a fucking cook. That's why. Because I'm an infantry guy and I'm out patrolling. And that guy's a fucking cook. But guess what? You people that buy your 9-year-old a fucking iPhone 12, you're that fucking dude. You're that person. Like, the only way you're buying your kid an iPhone. Why does the 10-year-old need that much? They don't need the ability with their thumbs to hack into NASA's mainframes. It's not a real fucking thing. Stop buying your kids iPhone 12s, because you're only doing it because you want to make yourself feel better, so that other people are like, oh my God, that guy's got so much money that his 12-year-old's even got a fucking iPhone.
What about an iPhone 8, buddy?
Get a flip phone. My kid's got a flip phone. A flip phone. You know what he can do with that flip phone? Hang up on you aggressively as shit. Bam. Okay.
Hey, buddy. So what you're saying is there's a direct correlation between the guy who calls home and that guy buying his kid an iPhone.
You remember doing the ACT or SAT where they were like balloon is to ball as like condom is to thing that holds semen.
I'm just trying to grasp your vernacular,
the guy that calls home every day is directly proportionate to the guy that buys his kid an iPhone 12, and then I gotta listen to my kid bitch because he has a flip phone. Yeah, you got a flip phone because you've never said anything that the world cared to hear with your thumbs.
Like I said,
that was a very refreshing breath of perspective, buddy. That really was.
I go to the Yale to Southwest, and I just finished my applied research class, and that is right on par with that class. Like that causation and correlation, that was perfect, buddy. I think you just got me an A. I'm going to write that. Like, you know,
is that what you're calling UTEP, the Yale of the Southwest?
Yes, Bill.
Yes.
So. University of Texas El Paso is the Yale of the Southwest. We covered this like in our third podcast, like episode 3.
By the way, can I say one thing also?
There ain't no dum-dums at UTEP, Bill.
That rant is directly brought to you by Straight Shooter Coffee, and I don't really know what you put in this text, but it's got a lot of caffeine, I think.
And pregnant women love
it. Buddy is what we would call supremely caffeinated, Tex.
All right, so Joe, the floor is yours. The floor is yours.
Absolutely. I love it. Nick, you and I have gone back and forth about sports since we've known each other, correct?
Yes.
And for the majority of our friendship, your opinion would be that I am not a what's the word am I looking for? A bipartisan Michigan fan.
I had a biscuit.
That I can't. Somebody's got to get muted over there, buddy.
Buddy, your kid wants to get beat again.
But that I lean pretty hard on and I can't have an objective opinion on Michigan football. Most of the times.
You can't.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, here we go. All right. For the uneducated Michigan fan out there, This one's going to sting. All right. I am sorry. I truly am sorry that you drank the Kool-Aid. I drank it too. Okay. But this is my sermon and my memorial for the era of Jim Harbaugh. All right. Michigan football will continue to stay in decline until they clean house. The only person that should stay is Josh Gaddis. They always talk about Don Brown, but his defense is like in the hundreds, getting lit up. And they got the recruits. Okay, listen, Harbaugh the game has passed him by. There's certain guys that have a locker room. There's certain guys that have a presence that go in there and command this and command that, and you want to win for them. And then there's certain guys that it's like, man, this guy says that to me one more fucking time and I'm done. And I think that's pretty much where Harbaugh's team is at, is they're not buying it anymore. They're not drinking the Kool-Aid. They're getting these big recruits and doing nothing with them. And if you looked at Wisconsin, who's pretty much owned them over the last decade, if you look at the stats, the recruits that are coming in, nowhere in comparison, not even close.
Nope, we have all C-level recruits.
Yeah.
2-star.
So
3-star.
basically, he's not getting the job done. He's making more money than anybody but Nick Saban and maybe one other coach. I can't remember who it is, Nick, but he was $9 million a year. All right, to lose to Ohio State every single time they played
by a lot,
and to go under 500 against Michigan State, unacceptable. 0.0. It needs to go. It needs to be done. So for the uneducated Michigan fan, it's not coming back under Harbaugh. Okay, there's no more momentum on this train. It's over with, and hopefully they do what the Lions do and cut your freaking losses. It's going to be an expensive one, but this program needs a new shot of life, and it ain't coming from this.
I'm pretty sure Tom Brady can pay out the contract. Tom Brady should pay out the contract and then just call it a freaking
It's
day.
over. Yeah.
Now, before you start crying,
luckily
Joe,
we got basketball. No, but listen, I'm not done yet. Hold.
I know what I'm saying. Don't start crying. All right.
Okay. I'm good with it. Okay. I'm good with it. But see here, I'm not drinking the Kool-Aid anymore because the Ford family and Michigan's alums have one thing in common. They're comfortable with where they're at because of the money that's coming in. Okay. Michigan's okay with going 8-3 and going to a New Year's Day bowl game. They're okay with that now. They used to not be. So they've accepted mediocrity or high-level mediocrity, and under this establishment, that's all you're going to get until it's over with. Now, I would like to say one quick thing about this UFC card. Our
By the way, I'm undefeated. I'm undefeated in the Octagon.
Yeah, Nick's undefeated, 1-0. So these picks, there's several parlays in here that I like, but none that we picked exactly on the show last night. There's some insider intel that I've got, and I don't know if we want to post these once the show is over, because we're all doing a parlay.
Yeah, you got to post it because this will air during the main card.
Right, because I'm not going to be able to just rattle it off right now because I literally just got this an hour ago.
Oh, no.
Yeah. But anyways, I'm pretty confident on, I don't know how this guy sells that show for free. Bill, did you watch it at all?
I caught a little bit of it, then I hopped on here.
Okay.
All right. Kind of like the Michigan names you dropped right now. You've just lost 98% of our audience. Who are you talking about?
Yeah. Hey, did Michigan still plays football? I thought
he started dropping names of people who can stay, and nobody knows who the hell they are, Joe.
Buddy, I didn't know people still made that insult because I've been hearing.
So, hey, Joe, whose podcast are you talking about?
What are you talking about?
The one you just said, how's this guy selling his stuff for free?
Get
on the page, dude.
I'm not going to give him a plug. He's not a veteran. I'm just going to steal his stuff.
All right. Well, so anyways, Trash Talk Nation, Joe is listening to an unknown podcast, and he doesn't know how it's for free. Joe, who are we betting on today? Say one name.
We are betting. Okay, listen. Here we go. Ready? All right.
Yeah, ready.
Topuria in the prelims to finish. Okay. Dolids 7-0. Bet on him to finish. All right. So there's your four multipliers on the parlay because you bet. Yeah. Okay. And then we're going Santos, Bill's pick and mine by decision. So you could do that. I would keep that money line. There's
Yes.
5. And then if you want to get creative and really put some money into it, I like Oven St. Preux in the co-main. And I'm not sure how I feel about the main event now, Bill. Yeah. I almost like Hermanson to take it late, or to because Vittori's one thing I didn't really study. Vittori has a limited gas tank, so the main event could go either way.
All right, let's we'll let maybe Bill could touch on that later because we just did a show on that yesterday. But we got the names, people. All right, you're not going to see it, so while you're watching this, turn on ESPN and see if we're right. All right, because we'll post these picks on the page. But I'm going to introduce Tex. All right, the oldest guy we've ever had on the show, the best beard we've ever had on the show.
Hell yeah!
Now he's an Air Force vet. We will hold that against him. However, I believe that was during the Vietnam era, and he's so it was probably tougher back then. And that's what the song says in the beginning. Tex, you know how we make fun of our guests on the song. So we are 100% sure that you are full of back in my day stories. And that is what we are here for. We want to know back in your day what it was like. And also, you decided to hustle because, like we say on Facebook, like the Mad Russian said, nobody owes you shit as a veteran. You need to get out there and hustle. So Tex Ball's out there hustling right now at the age of 97. And so Tex, Air Force guy, welcome to the Trash Talk Hour. Tell us about yourself, your service, and what you're selling.
Thank you. I spent 10 years in the Air Force, 5 years enlisted, 5 years commissioned. My first job was at the age of 17 as a translator. And I still speak Vietnamese along with 6 other languages. Ended up getting my undergraduate degree in linguistics. My first language was French. I wasn't allowed to speak English at home because my father said, "This is your culture." So that's all we spoke. When I got an opportunity to get into a program where I could go fly, I finished my degree in linguistics and went to T-37s.
What does that mean?
T-37 is side-by-side jet trainer. So I was a teacher.
Damn it, okay. Tex, I wish Dave was here so you could rub it in his face that you speak double the amount of languages that he does.
Joe, I just wrote that down for later.
Because
I was like,
that would be so much fun for you to rub that in his face.
Also, can we talk about the fact that Tex and Bill look like a before and after picture?
Totally.
Like they could be related.
It is. Look at that.
They could be related. Like
touche.
But
Tex
Bill's
looks like Bill with a giant beard.
Tex is better looking, but Tex, Bill does have an affinity for dropping scunion from the sky, though. So I'm sure you guys could swap some pretty good stories because Bill, as Bill puts it in my favorite way, he's brought the right hand of God down from the sky quite a few times. So he's Bill is JTAC qualified, Tex.
I just texted Dave
and have our hands in the air till all are shot down.
Hey, so Tex, give us something from like back in the 70s, man. Give us something hot. What do you got? What's your best story?
Oh,
put you on the spot.
When I had a butter bar on.
Yes.
It was. I had a colonel walk in on me when I was sweeping the floor one day, and he walks over to me and he says, "Hey, Tex, why are you sweeping the floor? You've got some airmen over there that can do that."
Yeah, some scum, you know? Yeah.
I looked at him and I said, "Well, I was closest to the broom, sir." And he turned around and walked out and never spoke to me again.
Yeah, you were not Air Force quality. No.
No. So by the by the time I became captain, I knew I didn't want to stay in the military. I wanted to go do other things, and Eastern Airlines was hiring, so I went and flew for them until they went out of business, and then ended up going all over the world basically, and following the airplanes that Eastern sold when they went out of business, and flying the routes and teaching pilots in various countries how to fly them and operate them.
Dude, what a kick-ass job and story that must have been.
It was a great gig. I loved doing it, but I came home after a 9-month contract, and my 4-year-old daughter didn't know who I was. So I dropped my flight bag, kicked it in the corner, looked at my wife, and I said, I'm never doing that again.
Understandable.
So
absolutely.
So Tex, family takes a big part in that with, you start having some younger goals, and then you have a family, and it's like, maybe not. Maybe I want my daughter and son to know who I am. So go ahead, Joe, ask the question.
Oh yeah, I was just wondering, Tex, when did you decide to throw your hat in the ring as an entrepreneur and do the coffee thing? How long have you been in business on that angle?
Well, basically since the end of December.
Wow.
We started looking for things to do because the longtime job that I had been working as regional director and hotel manager basically went bye-bye for me. So I looked at a number of different things. The hotel industry it will chew you up and spit you out, as it did me. So I didn't want to do that anymore. Started looking at using the languages that I speak, and all of the jobs either involved so much travel that I just didn't want to do it, or the pay was so low that it wasn't feasible to support my family. Started looking at things that I'm passionate about, and coffee's one of them. All over the world, I've had some amazing coffees, and I'm such a coffee snob that when I was in the hotel industry, I had to travel a lot for that, to go inspect hotels and train managers and things like that. I hated hotel coffee. So I actually had a separate suitcase that I took with me with my grinder, my coffee.
Now this sounds more Air Force. Yeah, keep going. Yeah.
Doesn't it?
and I can
100%.
I can tell the audience that Tex really he really walks like he talks. You don't need to have a degree to know that he's a coffee snob. All you got to do is have some of it, because it is not your average coffee.
And it's better than Black Rifle, because you didn't give me money to Obama.
I give props where there's talent. Nick and I agree on that always. There's so many haters out there, but I recognize talent when you see it. And Black Rifle do have a legit product, and I say Straight Shooter definitely rivals them, and has some, actually one that my wife likes better. It actually took over Calf from Black Rifle for her. So it's legitimate, and you can tell he's a coffee snob because he uses some pretty good quality stuff.
I'll tell you, I hate to agree with Joe, but it is.
Yeah, nobody wants to do that.
No,
never. It's
part of you growing as a person, buddy. Yeah. Okay.
So Tex, before you have to go back to the North Pole, I think you have. I think Thanksgiving's usually the cutoff. But so some words of advice to the younger generation of veterans. What do you got?
Hold your families close. I mentioned before we went on the air, I believe, I lost my oldest daughter 3 years ago. And you never know when things will end, whether it be you or someone you love. Remember to tell everybody that's in your life that means anything to you how much you love them every day.
Mm.
And get
All right, those are
coffee.
Yeah, and drink coffee. Tell them you love them and drink straight shooter coffee.
You mentioned Black Rifle several times. They do a great product. They really do. The one thing that I can tell you is that we spend a lot of time at Straight Shooter Coffee testing products, making sure that the quality is there, and freshness counts. We don't roast any of our coffee until you order it. So you're getting the freshest possible product. My personal recommendation is get yourself a grinder and order whole bean. There is absolutely nothing better than fresh roasted coffee that you grind when you need it.
I tell my wife that all the time. All the time.
Is anybody on this panel other than Tex drink their coffee that way?
I don't have a grinder, Joe. I have a mill. I have a coffee mill.
Hey, go get it. I don't believe you. Go get it.
Yeah,
go get it.
And
it's
then,
out on the porch, Nick.
Honestly, some of the best coffee
I'm in the house now.
Coffee I've had some of the best coffee I've had is the stuff that you ground fresh and did with a jet boil. To be honest with you, that getting a grinder and then brewing it right away is hands down the best way to do it.
Hey, that's a good lead-in.
Tex, are you a fan of the French press or the Italian little pot thing that like percolates it? Which one?
Well, it depends on what I'm doing with it. Sometimes I like cold coffee, and I use French press for that.
It always matters what you're doing with it.
Yeah. One of the things I'm in the process of doing right now is writing a recipe book for, and it'll be an ebook, and we'll probably just give it away with purchase.
Right. And you can put it on our website too. Where can we get your coffee?
You go to www.straightshootercoffee.com and you'll see the link for shop now. Click that and then you'll see the collections. We have coffee, we have merchandise, we have coffee equipment. Sad to say that our Compresso machine is sold out now. So
okay, so awesome. Yeah, so get on there, Trash Talk Nation, and help support veteran-owned businesses. That's what we're a big, one of our main missions is to do that, is to promote veteran businesses for free. So get on there, support Tex, great American. We'd love to having you on the show as far as promoting the product. Again, I want to say it because I didn't say it in the beginning. Somebody, Miss Sheena, she said today on the page that, like, I believe in you guys, and that you're going to be millionaires someday. Right now, we don't need veteran trash talk to become millionaires, right? We're going to hustle. We're going to get wherever we need to be, wherever we have to be. However, thank you for that support. But also, the bigger that we get, the more fun this whole community is going to have. And we're not joking that we say we want to be rich enough to buy property all around the country to where every weekend Veteran Trash Talk is having some kind of freaking party somewhere with your squad, with your platoon, with your air wing, whatever you call it, Tex. I mean, the Fisters, we bring them once in a while, but you know, they tend to get a little crazy. So again, that's what we want to do. And now that Bill, I'm going to introduce you because Bill is usually not allowed to talk about anything important, but we're going to give him that opportunity today. All right, we're going to give him that shot that where he gets to
Nick,
say something. You want to
interrupt me? Can I capitalize on what you said before Bill goes?
Yeah. Let me finish real quick, and then you can. Bill is a fister. We like him because he kind of walks around with us, but he's not really one of us. So we love him for what he can bring to the fight. And I hope he talks a little bit about something we talked about pre-show about some SF guy telling lies. But go ahead, Joe. Introduce Bill for us.
Absolutely. Bill, I'm going to get to you. But what we all agree on and what Nick was saying And I always tell them, yeah, absolutely. We want all the money we can get our hands on. Absolutely. Because I don't trust anybody other than the guys I'm looking at more with that money to do the right thing by our community. Wait till we have enough money to set up like fundraisers and trips where we go fishing and trips where we get out. Like, that is where we want to be, and with the resources, there's what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. How many tabs are there between the 5 here that have a failure rate to even achieve it? What they don't understand about us is we're going to keep on going, because just throwing our hat in and saying we're done, it's not even an imaginable decision, and we're going to find that avenue and find that niche, and somebody who's got a big pocket is going to believe in us. And once we get the chance, we will not disappoint. So, sorry for the being super stoked Hallmark card, but
it is Christmas time, and we got Santa.
Got me a little into it, and got me a little America. But anyways, I'd like to introduce our good friend Bill, UFC guru who takes Vegas to the cleaners on the regular.
Except for last week.
Loves dropping Scunyon, and one of my favorite people to talk sports trash with. Bill.
Yes, I do indeed love to drop Scunyon, which would go into we're going to go into what we talked about last night and what we've been.
Bill, you want to tell my mom what Scunyon means real quick?
Jesus, and then Joe, shut up.
Joe, just tell your mom we said hi. That's all you need to tell her.
I told her yesterday, but she gets mad when I tell her 2 days in a row. So,
I'm going to tap on what Buddy talked about, and Nick, you talked about it. We talked about it a little bit last night. It's that Facebook page and some of the comments that happened. What Buddy was talking about today. Hats off to Perry. First of all, he's been in the trenches, responding to all this crap, keeping the argument going. And one of my favorite comments someone said to him was, well, in the Sparta times, veterans came back from war and got land or the money equivalent to land. And that was his reply to Perry about my comment.
Spoils of war.
Like,
this was legit.
Also had to go live by themselves from when they were 5 until they were 18.
And they banged each other.
Slaves. We gonna do that too? No.
Yeah, we need slaves, and we need to bang each other for camaraderie.
No, buddy, not any of the things that would hurt people's feelings. Just the good stuff. That's what they're using for their argument. So stop.
So, Bill, welcome to the Trash Talk Hour, and the fact that you cannot get a sentence in. Go for
it. I love it. But it's we as veterans. We've talked about it before we quit record many times. We're noticing the veteran community is becoming just as entitled and snowflakey as the very people they make fun of. And if you don't believe us, scroll through our page at any given time and just look at the comments. If you're an admin, you've seen people report each other. There's another guy who accused Perry of reporting his comment, and Perry had to try to tell him, he's like, I'm an admin, bro. I don't report it. I'll just delete the comment or not approve it in the first place. And this guy went on this 8-comment tirade about, Perry doesn't like me. He's not approving my comments. And then it's just this hatred and jealousy going on. If you guys remember, a few shows ago, we had my buddy Ryan Hendricks was on. He wrote the book Tip of the Spear.
Yeah, famous guy.
He's taken off, which I'm super stoked about. And he just did Jocko Willenick's podcast. It was like a 3-hour podcast. And the last 40 minutes of it, he talked about the firefight in Boglin, which is where he had a 500-pound bomb dropped probably about 17, 20 meters away from him. And he even talked about it on Jocko's. Like, we had to wait to switch out aircraft so they could bring in the low CDE version, yada, yada, yada. Here's what happened with the firefight. And he called me from Dubai, or messaged me from Dubai 2 days ago. He's like, hey, man, I'm on my way into Afghanistan. Dude's going back to Afghanistan, by the way, to go do contractor stuff. And he had people message him like, hey, you're lying. There's no way that stuff happened. I know a guy who knows a guy who says there's no way that bomb would have got approved. Everybody, you can take my number. I can give you a plethora of numbers of people that were there. That happened. Stop this hatred, weird jealousy thing. Stop being a triggered snowflake pansy and just live your lives. And Nick has said it, and he's said it better than anybody else. If you're scrolling through Facebook and you see something you don't like, take your thumb and keep moving it up and just keep scrolling. It's called adulting.
Adulting.
If you can't control your own emotions, then you are still a child. There's lots of stuff I see people say, and I go, oh, I disagree with that. And then I keep going. And my last point, talking about Black Rifle. I know one of the guys that's involved with them. His name's Zach Buckaloo. We were JTACs together on my 16 deployment. Guess what,
What's
guys?
a JTAC? What's a JTAC?
The guy who brings the scunion, as Joe likes to say. Hey,
but Joe's mom doesn't know what any of that shit is. And she's going to call me later, so just say it now.
We're the guys that talk to the aircraft to drop the bomb when Nick's pissing his pants saying, Fister, where's my rounds?
That's too fat. Yeah.
But anyway, I know Zach Buckaloo is a great guy. Hey, they're all a bunch of good dudes. And one, that $500 to the Obama whatever was a bet. That's one. Two, as Buddy said, guess what? It doesn't matter. Just because a veteran supports a political party or the other doesn't mean shit. Move on. Move on with your day, people.
Why aren't you rooting for them? That's my, you know what I mean? Why aren't you rooting for them?
Russian, I'm not a real commie.
Yeah,
right. Who still uses that insult, by the way? You're just a commie bastard.
Yeah, we had, what was his name? McCarthy, Senator McCarthy from Wisconsin. Is he running around here fucking stringing up all the commies and making sure, making sure, I don't text knows who that guy is. Hey, now you got me triggered, Bill. You got me triggered a little bit. All right?
Hey, I'm triggered
it's
too,
okay.
But you're going to tell me I'm cutting them off, so.
Yeah. And I waited for him to finish because he said his last point, Joe. So I waited for him to finish.
Well, I'm waiting
but
in line.
But you didn't.
Queued up.
You didn't. You definitely were talking while he was talking. I didn't want to say anything because I didn't want to
Nick,
interrupt again.
I wasn't waiting.
But
Nick,
sorry,
I'm queued up.
Bill, go ahead. I'm sorry. I apologize. For cutting off the Fister because usually when I talk to Fisters, they're not even there. I'm waiting for them to get up the hill. Like, get your ass up the hill because we're in contact.
I don't know what fishers you're talking about.
Bill, I've got a triggered version of what you said. Okay. Okay. All right, good. That is what that's what they don't understand is that you're getting a very humble and dialed down, very I don't know, just kind of an open-ended, not real in your face version of it from Bill. He's being way too generous just because he's trying to be fair to everybody. And we've had to change the way we talk a little bit because everyone's so fucking soft. But what we're saying to you veterans out there that have a problem with it is you're tarnishing the reputation. Toughen the fuck up. Period.
Yes.
Because it hurts my feelings to see you so soft. And so when we're sitting here saying, like, hey, we're being very amicable in those moments, but what we're really thinking is this shit would never fly with my friends and my group of veterans. And it's not the fucking standard that we set for ourselves. And the way you're acting is embarrassing. Toughen your asses up.
And I had to...
Or veterans not going to mean what it used to mean.
And I had to iterate my comment. Again, if the VA owes you a percentage or the government owes you whatever that shit is, absolutely. But again, I've said it, Buddy has said it, just because you're a veteran doesn't mean the world owes you shit. You got to still get out, make yourself marketable, find your niche, and keep working. Because that's where you take what you learned as a veteran to make yourself successful.
Well, who's the closest one to getting out is Buddy.
But just getting out and saying I'm a veteran, that's not a plan.
I'm trying to I'm just saying Buddy's the closest to getting out. He has the resume to where he deserves every single thing that they write by their standards that say you're eligible for. He deserves all of it. But here's the caveat. He's going to have to go get it. He's going to have to go get it. No one's going to bring it to him and say, oh, well, you did this, this, and this. He's going to have to show them. And sometimes even double verify it without getting his feelings hurt. And eventually he will. But it's a fight for everybody.
Here's the other thing, Joe.
It doesn't matter how good your career was. It's a pain in the ass for everyone.
Here's the other thing, Joe, though. I also understand that just because I did great things in the Army doesn't mean that the civilian world needs all of those skills. Like, there are very few civilian companies that need somebody to, like, dive into a beach and then, like, do a mission and leave. That's a thing. But, like,
we could let's get Tex involved, too. Like, all of Buddy's, well, hell, all of us on this panel's background and skills we've learned, does that help us with hotel management? Nope.
Nope. No, because our type of management doesn't work for civilians, because Tex can probably verify if the maid comes in and goes, oh my God, there's a nasty mess in here. I don't want to clean it. We need to get somebody else. But shut the fuck up. Get in there and clean it. What are you talking about? Just do what you're told.
Yeah.
Go.
Yeah. Shut up and color.
In the civilian world.
You mentioned
Joe.
They're the hardest people to hire and keep.
Right.
Because people
they're entitled. Here's the thing.
Time, Tex. No,
say
that
again,
one more
Tex.
time, Tex. What was the first part of that sentence?
Housekeepers. He called them a maid. We call them housekeepers.
And don't you politically correct me, Tex.
Hey, am I the only one that kind of put some...
There you go.
That was beautiful. That was beautiful. That got me in the spirit right there. Look, I mean, Tex, that tree just popped up. Literally.
There you go.
On that. Hey,
this is why we got to sell more shirts, so Joe get a lawnmower and a better fucking Christmas tree. Like,
I should have worn my red suit.
But
I'll talk about that a little bit. I've been doing Santa for over 15 years.
I can tell.
I've raised almost
serious swing and a miss if you didn't.
$1 million for an orphanage in Panama in those 15 years.
Like with Van Halen? No.
A lot of people aren't going to get that reference.
But yeah, Buddy's still trying to search for it. It's like, that ain't no Garth Brooks, right? Like, so.
Touche.
All my roots.
No, go ahead. Sorry, Tex. Please continue.
You mentioned housekeepers.
Maids.
They're the hardest to keep and the hardest to find in the hotel industry. A lot of them, they feel like they are entitled to everything. They want to be on their cell phones constantly, and not all of them. Don't get me wrong.
Except the ones from where? The ones from where? Where are the hardest workers coming from? Not America, right?
No.
The best ones that I've had were undocumented, and once their paperwork came back and we found out they were undocumented, we would have to let them go.
Right.
But generally,
so the grateful ones we had to let go so that we could hire some ungrateful, entitled person.
Yeah,
right?
Tex is speaking 100% truth. That happens in commercial construction too, and the ones that are undocumented will absolutely bust their ass day in and day out, and then they get chased off.
Let me spin off.
On this,
Joe.
The system is totally effed. Go ahead.
Let me spin off on this. It's good because, like I said, I'm triggered by what Bill was talking about, and
the bourbon.
Again, it's okay. It's okay to be triggered. Well, the bourbon's good. Bourbon makes me calm down a little bit. But
I mean, early bourbon. It's a factor.
A little triggered by, again, like Joe, you mentioned it, that you're tarnishing the veteran name, right? Fuck yes, you are. You know what I care about what Buddy does when he gets out? All I care about when Buddy gets out is that he's successful. And if I can help him, I'm going to help him. If I can, I'm going to shut the fuck up and let him do what he wants to do. Right? So the people that get offended by this shit, right? Those are the ones that they're never going to pretty much amount to anything. And maybe
where is your wherewithal?
Maybe they got a silver spoon somewhere, and maybe they're okay to cry about it. But again, why are you not supporting Black Rifle? They are veteran freaking owned. Why are you not supporting Tex Ball? They are veteran owned. These are people that put their hat in the game. And guess what? Some of them have become more successful than you. Right? And then the guy lost a bet, had to pay a $500 thing to Obama's campaign. You do realize that the Republican Party, since the election, which was, I don't know, 28 freaking days ago, has raised $207 million in 28 days to fight the election fraud, whatever. I'm not getting into whether or not you fucking believe it. All right. My point is look at how much money was given to something that's probably not going to work. Give Veteran Trash Talk $207 million and watch the party happen.
We'll change the fucking, we'll change the world with it.
So
absolutely.
Again, instead of sitting there crying about this, our community should easily get the suicide rate below the national average. Easily. But we don't. We sit there and we bitch at each other. We sit there and we say, my deployment was harder than your deployment, because we all know most of our deployments are harder than Buddy's. But it doesn't do any good to talk about it, right? He had to wait about 22 years to get to Syria and have a real firefight. But
yeah, he had to do a cool firefight, like a cool deployment. I didn't get any cool deployment.
I had to wait.
Before then, just had to wait.
So you can see, like,
hey, Tex, how much did that veteran tag just automatic start, plug and play, make your coffee company run? How much of just being a veteran did that just give you a free pass?
Absolutely none.
Yeah, exactly. You know what the funny thing is that I find that most veterans don't say anything about being veterans when they're like, if they're like super successful, they're not like, oh my God, you're so successful. How did it happen? Well, I am a veteran. What I hear more than it's when they fail, that's when they fall back on, but I'm a veteran. Like, what are you fucking talking about? Yeah, your failure is because of you, not because of your veteran status.
I wrote that on Bill's thread. I was like, at what point? So you're saying there's zero personal accountability?
There it is, Nick.
On what you did. So is it quite possible that the VA was right and you maybe did something wrong? I mean, is it possible? Maybe not. Maybe you're getting screwed. But guess what? There is a system. There is a Department of Justice. If you're actually getting screwed over, like they're gonna figure it out for you. And then you might have to brace yourself. You might actually have to do something. You might
here's the crazy thing, Nick. If all of the people that were making up bullshit just so they could get 100% disability, while there are dudes that have that don't have the lower half of both legs, are just like staying in the military or like continuing to do what they've got to do. Like, there are guys that need 100%. They're having to fight the crowd of like dudes that I've got PTSD because I was on a fob and they had controlled deaths every day. And now loud explosions scare me. Yeah, no shit. When I was 5, loud explosions scared the shit out of me. Probably because there's a loud fucking explosion. That's what happens when things explode. And you didn't know they were going to explode.
Right. It does not mean you have a mental disability because a loud boom makes your heart jump.
Yeah, and Bill, if Bill wants a caveat on this, that's a big Sergeant Major word for you. It's a caveat.
I actually had a question for him.
Make sure you add in behoove.
Yeah, well, no, you're supposed to say behoove.
May behoove you.
So you like say, I want a caveat, and then you say it'll behoove you, and then boom, fucking minds explode, and nobody gets DUIs. As soon as you say those two words, no incidents on the weekends. Let me caveat, and it'll behoove you to do this. Fuck, man, like it triggers me that people would go after Ryan, who Ryan was on our podcast before Jocko. So Jocko, you go fuck yourself. All right, we're better than you. All right, and I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna tag you in this. What time? We're at 103, so 56 minutes in, Jocko. We had him on first. Okay, we got him. Ryan's a famous guy now, and he's still working. He's still hustling. All right, he's not stopping. Okay, he keeps going. You jackasses had the audacity to say, "Oh, that didn't happen. I know somebody that was there." Right? Fucking pisses me off.
I wish Ryan could take that fucker on the grind for a week and be like, "Come on, you're going with me every day."
Let's play devil's advocate. Let's say it's all a lie. Let's say Bill made all this shit up so he gets some free White Claws, at the bar, or whoever's going to buy him something. Let's say it is a lie. So fucking what? So what? Keep fucking scrolling. But guess what? It's not a fucking lie. Bill was right there. So please, Bill, caveat. You were right there. Fucking caveat. And then tell him to behoove himself.
Here's the thing with the caveat. Yeah, I was there.
There's one.
There was a bunch of dudes there. If you guys remember, was it July? A friend of ours committed suicide, Andy Marcusano. He was there. Also won a Silver Star for that firefight. Man, and then, sorry, just saying that just made me remember something. Somebody was responding to Perry was like, "Well, do you even know a veteran who's committed suicide?" And
Hey, Bill.
Hey, Joe, shut the fuck up.
Listen,
Joe, just let him talk.
Bill, I don't think Tex knows the story of the mission. That's what I'm saying, and I know he's listening. So I was just saying, like Nick's gonna be a little childish about it. It's okay, the bourbon's talking. But I
fell off the chair, Joe.
Tex probably needs to hear this. About the mission and what they were saying.
Okay, so I'll get to that. And so one is the fact that someone said that to Perry on our page, which we have countlessly told everybody. The whole point of VTT is we've all lost brothers to suicide, and we're trying to stop it. So for someone to just get triggered off of me saying the world doesn't know you shit, to somehow trickle down to, well, you guys don't know anybody who's committed suicide. And we've literally posted Andy's picture on our site before. I was like, hey, here's what happened. I don't get it. I don't get why these people are, and I think it's what Buddy talked about earlier. It's these dudes that get out due to their own failures. There are dudes that are getting screwed, like Nick said. But let's face it, there's a lot of dudes that get out with zero plan other than I was in 11 Bravo in the Army.
And they're abusing the tag.
That doesn't mean shit. You got to market yourselves. You got to get it. We've had guys come on the show that says, hey, take your GI Bill, be a pipe fitter. Learn a trade. Do this. Do that, become an entrepreneur. But guess what? All that takes work. It takes drive. It takes motivation. It takes discipline. Being a veteran is only going to take you so far. So,
all of those people, Bill, are successful people that just happen to be veterans. Yeah. They're not successful because they're veterans. That's the thing.
Well, see, and that's the thing is it gets so touchy and it gets so sensitive, but absolutely, Ryan is going to benefit financially because of the fact that he's a veteran. If you have a problem with it, then I would love for you to fucking trade shoes with him on one of his worst days, on one of his top 10 worst days. Just trade shoes with him. I mean, because Bill, did you not say, I mean, the man was laying there and all of a sudden got up and started running.
Yeah, so Tex, if you don't know, my buddy was he wrote a book called Tip of the Spear about his time in Afghanistan. It starts off with, he had a rough upbringing like most people. He stepped on an IED, got his leg torn up, rebuilt his leg through 17 surgeries, went back to Afghanistan. And everybody was on a mission in a place called Boglin. At one point, and actually, I say at one point, it was like the first 30 minutes of the mission. He was laying in a road with a PKM lighting him up from 17 meters away and dropped a 500-pounder. And dude got up and ran away and then cleared another 50 IEDs and moved on with the mission. So Ryan's just your typical tough as nails, Green Beret dude who's just a badass dude. He got out because of medically retired was easy. He got out and now he's a contractor. And this dude's in Dubai right now on quarantine, waiting to go back into Afghanistan to do more shit.
The worst part,
people have the audacity to message him telling him he's full of shit.
You got these assholes questioning him, and if you ask Ryan, the crazy part is all Ryan would say to you is, "I did my job."
Right, and he was writing his thoughts down for therapy. Right,
I mean, exactly.
Writing his fucking thoughts down for therapy, and it turns into a book. And now you all are hating on him. So again, you triggered Pansies on our page. Stay on our page because you have fucking mental problems, and so at some point maybe you'll grow up. All right, stay on our page and realize the fucking heroes that we have on there that are still hustling. Tex Ball's one of them. All right, so I'm gonna give Tex the last word. All right, he didn't. He was in the Air Force. Yeah, got it. Fun. Yay. And he swept some floors as an officer, which is weird. But, straight shooter coffee. Go support him. Because if you're sitting there on your ass whining, he's better than you.
I've been making an order while we're talking.
Yeah. And if you're wearing one of these, he's family. So why would you give Folgers your freaking business? They don't need it.
Yeah.
Give it to your brothers who are taking their freaking shot.
Support it. Stop being such a bitch. Tex, last word. It's on you.
Okay. You may be successful. You may be successful many times.
Say hi. Wave hi. Say hi, Trash Talk.
Hi.
Hi.
Hey there.
You may build it and you may lose it. Don't stop. Keep building. Build it over. People say all the time, find what you love and make that your living. Sometimes that's not going to work. Sometimes while you're trying to build that, you're going to have to go dig a ditch. You do what you got to do. They've said it many times. Nobody owes anyone anything for what we did in the military. We did it. I volunteered. At 17 years old, I walked out of high school. Spent the entire night discussing this with my parents so they would sign the paperwork. At 5 o'clock in the morning, they did it. And every day since then, I haven't looked back. I keep moving forward. No matter how many times I get my dick knocked in the dirt, I pick it up, I dust it off, and I move on.